Hello and welcome to Hump Day Bar Hopping with Styliquin. I'm your host and Styliquin founder, Sarah Fletcher, and today we're going to be talking about site speed. Before you add any app to your Shopify site, you should check your site speed. If it's slow, fix that first. Many of the top websites around the world have surprisingly bad site speed scores, but if you're a big fish, you can get away with more than if you're a little fish. Regardless of what size fish you are, there are compelling reasons to make site speed a priority. So first things first, here's how to check your site speed. Open a web browser and go to pagespeed.web.dev. Type in your site's URL and hit the Analyze button. Go ahead and hit pause. I'll wait. Okay, so now you know either it's really good or really bad. But why is it important? Site speed is important on two fronts. First, it affects the user experience. A slow-loading website will frustrate users and make them more likely to leave. We've all been there. The spinning wheel is a super buzzkill, and it sends the wrong message about your brand. Second, site speed can impact your search engine ranking. Google and other search engines take site speed into account when ranking websites. So faster sites rank higher than slower sites. Remember, the higher your sites rank, the less you pay for ads, and that's a nice benefit all by itself. So what are the things you can do to improve your site speed? The first and probably biggest impact is optimize your images. Images are the biggest contributors to slow loading times. The goal is to optimize your images by reducing their file size without sacrificing quality. The biggest gains are made by choosing the right image format. JPEG files are significantly smaller than PNG files for photographs. I asked my adorable dog Pudge to give me a hand with this. He's a cutie. The JPEG of this handsome fellow at 1200 by 1600 with high quality output is a mere 748 KB. The same size PNG is a brutal 4 megabytes. If we dumb them down to a low quality, the JPEG is only 260 KB, while the PNG is still a whopping 1.2 megabytes. We need to look at the difference between a photo and an illustration. When it comes to illustrations and type, PNGs have a slight edge. So here's the Styliquin logo, and it's coming in at 2 KB rather than 9 KB for JPEG. Now that's not huge, but everything matters, right? Like if you can do better, why not do better? So how do you choose? The first thing to ask is, do you need a transparent background? And that you're going to find you need more in illustrations than in photographs. But if the answer is yes, then you can only use a PNG. JPEGs do not support transparency. So if you don't need transparency, go with a JPEG for photos. When it comes to illustrations, PNGs are a better choice. Not just because they're a tiny bit smaller, and it is a tiny bit, but they also have sharper and crisper edges. So image files that are typography or symbols or illustrations, like how to kind of, and put it together stuff, you'll do better with PNGs. Now, how do you do that? Like somebody sends you product images and you're like, oh crap, they're all PNGs. And I just learned that I should be really using JPEGs. So if you have Adobe Photoshop, you're all set. You can probably do it with Canva. But if you just want something to convert it, tinypng.com or kraken.io are both online resources for compressing your images. If you're working in Canva, the default is PNG, so be sure to change the output settings before you download. So pop-ups are a great way to collect visitor emails and promote products with special savings and offers. They can also be a significant drag on your load time. When search engines measure your site speed, there's something called time to first paint, which is just a fancy way of saying how long it takes before a visitor can see the site. Some things are super quick to load, like Styliquin, but apps that have to call and display large amounts of data can take seconds, which is like forever in online. So the easy way around this is just to have your pop-up load after the site speed has been measured. It's tricky, but it works. A short delay of 15 seconds should do it. The next thing is, it's another kind of a cheat, but it's called lazy load. So you want to lazy load your images. Lazy load tells browsers not to load the images that are not going to be visible until they're needed. Remember how I said that search engines are measuring first time to paint? If you have lots of images that are below the fold, then the browser is going to load all of them before it tells the search engine that it's done. Lazy load tells the browser to stop loading the images that aren't being shown, so the time to first paint is much faster. There's a bit of a delay when the visitors scroll down, but it's usually imperceptible. Lazy load is a feature of most Shopify themes, so check with your theme provider about where that setting is. Next up, remove unused apps. Apps can slow down your store, so remove any apps you're not using. Apps like Styliquent are super lightweight. Some apps are not so well behaved. If you're concerned about an app slowing down your site, the first thing to do is measure your site speed with the app on, and then again with the app off. Be sure to measure 4 to 6 times with the app on, and the same number of times with it off. Site speed tests are affected by internet traffic, server speed, and the vagaries of the web. It's likely that you'll get a range of results, and testing multiple times keeps you from jumping to conclusions. I've seen results that make it look like an app is speeding up a site, but the next test showed it slowing down the site. To be confident, you need to run the same test multiple times and preferably at different times of the day. You can check your admin panel to see which apps are installed on your store. Next is update your theme. This one is something that often gets filed under things to do when I have time. Because of all the good things that come with having a fast site, you may want to move it up in the to-do list. Older themes may not be as optimized for speed as newer themes. It's always a good idea to keep your theme up to date for security reasons as well. Last but not least, make sure your theme uses a CDN. This one is for nerds and developers. A CDN, or a content delivery network, can help to improve the speed of your site by caching your website's content on servers that are closer to your customers. That way, a customer from France gets the same load time as one in the US. All the free Shopify themes use the Shopify CDN by default. So you're all set if you're already using a free Shopify theme. If you paid for your theme and you've done all the easy things we've already covered, it's worth checking if your theme is using a CDN. This is especially important for stores that sell worldwide or across a wide geographic area. The easiest way to determine if your non-Shopify theme is using a CDN is just to mail your theme developer and ask. You can check with your theme, but you got to get into the code. You got to dig in that code. That's it for today's Bar Hop. If you enjoyed this video and got some good info, please like and subscribe. If you'd like to see a lightning-fast Shopify app that increases the number of items viewed by 180%, increases time on site by 70%, and just makes online shopping more fun and engaging, stay for a few minutes and I'll give you a quick demo of Styliquent. See you next time, where we'll be talking about the magic words of marketing and how to use them. See you next week. Bye-bye. So Styliquent is the green bar over here. And by the way, you can add Styliquent in about 4 clicks to any Shopify site. And you can change the color of the bar to match your website. You can completely brand it. We're going to go over to women's, and then we're going to drag a product onto the Styliquent bar. What? And that's where you get this fabulous full page layout. And you don't have to do anything. This happens automatically. It's going to take all the images in your Shopify carousel, and it's going to turn it into this beautiful, beautiful layout. So if you like something, you're going to add it to your idea board. And these are all the things that I just threw on there so you wouldn't have to watch me do a whole bunch of shopping. And Styliquent allows shoppers to collect all the things that interested them. Like, they're not ready to buy, but they're like, yeah, that's cool. I like it. You know, if you've ever watched a woman shop, she has 17 open tabs. And by the way, the comment I get from most men is, I would totally shop that way. But I invented it for women. Anyway, so if you want to add something to your cart, you just drop it into your cart from Styliquent. If you want to take it out of your cart, you take it out of the cart. You can move things around. You can change colors. You can change sizes. It gives you total control over, it's like a pre-cart. You know, it's a persistent pre-cart. Styliquent makes shopping faster and more fun, so shoppers will look at about 185% more products when they use Styliquent, and they'll spend about 70% more time on site. Great stats, right?